Okay, so what to do if your haptic motor came loose on your PS5 controller. So this happens sometimes. They are held on by tiny screws like that. Won't come into focus, but you can see how tiny it is. And those screws work out and the motor will come loose. Now, if you stopped pretty much as soon as you heard this starting to sound real crunchy, then there's a good chance the motor still works. But if you just kept riding it while it was broken, good chance you killed the motor and it's just not going to work again at all. But your first step is to get, I already had this disassembled to here because it's going to be different on all models. I have a video about how to take apart the haptic assembly and take the trigger out of all different models of PS5 controller. So this one's a BDM30, whichever model you have, I have a video about it. So you're going to want to hold this gear against the other gear and kind of spin it until you find the screw hole. Let me see if I can get this done with the camera in front of me here. This is kind of a little tricky to do to begin with. I think it came off. So, okay, I'm going to put that screw in real quick behind the camera where I can like have it in front of me and see things better, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got that back in. It's just kind of awkward. I got the camera here in front of me and I'm trying to hold this in place in two places because you want to hold this up against this gear because it's real easy for it to become crooked when you're screwing it back in if you're not holding it in place. And then you also, because this spins, so you have to kind of use your thumb to hold this up against there and then use these two fingers to hold that in place while you come in with the screwdriver. But you just want to make sure that when you spin this, this spins. So once you have that done, I was just checking. I thought I popped it out for a second. So then you can put that back in. As long as you have at least one of the screws in there. The other one can be really hard to get in, but because the screw's just going to work itself back out again, I like to glue the motor back on. So I'll come back down here and I'll just squirt a little bit of super glue underneath the motor there. And then let that dry, and then that will glue the motor in place, so even if this screw works itself back out again, the motor's not going to move. You can also just do that from the start and not even mess with putting the screw back in if you've either lost both the screws, because a lot of times those little screws, they'll work their way out and you'll never be able to find them. Or if you just don't want to go through the process of taking this apart and putting the screws in. I like to put at least one screw back in to hold it in place, but so I hope this helped you, and stay tuned for more repair videos.